What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Copyright, and we have more news today. And we are starting off with a story from PC Gamer, which is about the FTC, which says Microsoft leaked its own stuff, and Phil Spencer downplays relevance of the confidential documents. Following a huge leak of controversial Microsoft documents, which reveal apparent plans for a new Xbox controller and Xbox Series X refresh, it looks clear that Microsoft itself is responsible for the accidental info dump. The FTC is currently battling Microsoft in court, blah blah blah, of Activision Blizzard, and what's normally is that companies' business plans, internal documents are being requested as evidence. Some of those documents are made available to the public unredacted, but courts usually allow companies to redact or entirely withhold particularly sensitive documents from public eyes. But also some internet onlookers jumped to blame the FTC for these confidential files appearing on a court server earlier this week. The FTC and judge indicate otherwise. The FTC was not responsible for uploading Microsoft's plans for its games and consoles to the court website. FTC Public Affairs Director Douglas Farrar wrote on Twitter. He followed that statement with an image of Judge Jacqueline Scott Hawley's order to remove the documents from the public server, drawing attention to the bit that notes that Microsoft provided a link to the files containing its non-public information. The documents were not removed fast enough to stop the public and journalists from downloading all of them, of course, and with the caveat that some of the emails and spreadsheets are several years old. We learned blah blah blah, something new. Xbox's Phil Spencer minimized relevance of the documents today, saying in a brief statement that it's hard to see the department's work leak like this because much has changed since the documents were created. We will share the real plans when we are ready, he concluded. And I said that anyway, that I think like most of the specifications and stuff and the new consoles, they weren't up to date, right, with how far things are advancing. I expect them not to be on 6nm in 2028, right? And I don't expect them to release a console in 2028. I expect it to be a lot sooner than that. And I expect it to be on a new node, right? Probably 5nm or maybe even 4nm. But certainly I don't think it'll be 6. And also I think they'll probably stick with AMD CPUs and go for maybe like an X3D design on their CPU, so it has more cache and stuff for it's better for gaming. That's just my opinion, don't quote me on that one. But speaking of Activision Blizzard and continuing with the Microsoft theme, we have information which has came out, and that is of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, which has revealed open world zombies mod, which will probably have some people excited, because I know for a lot of games, like, people like open world zombie modes, right? Where you can just go out and kill and have fun. So the ever-popular Zombies mod is set to return with the launch of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, drawing players into open-world space to hold back the undead hordes. Its addition is a change of pace for this particular Call of Duty sub-franchise, which historically has seen mods such as Spec Ops and more recently Atomgrad, Raids, I don't know, I didn't play the recent ones. With Sledgehammer leading the charge with the latest Modern Warfare title though, Task Force 141 is set to face off with the Undead for the first time in series history. Yes, because the Undead was typically Black Ops, right? Treyarch, I think. Modern Warfare 3 is the third entry in the rebooted series. Blah blah blah, it's coming after 2022. Sledgehammer revealed the game's open world zombies mod with a cinematic trailer, setting the stage for the outbreak Task Force 141 will work to contain. Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is set to continue the dark Aether saga, which began in Vanguard and continued in Black Ops blah blah blah. The map players will be combating the undead on is described as the largest Call of Duty Zombies map ever, providing more room to fight and escape zombies populating the map. Sledgehammer did not say where the map is set, only that a mysterious military facility at the city's heart was the target of Zakhaev's efforts to escape with the mysterious substance Ethereum before setting off the outbreak. The trailer also confirmed Soap and Kate Laswell will be present, representing Task Force 141. It meant to be seen how the iteration of zombies, blah blah blah. So yeah, new zombies map, and it's going to be the largest one ever. It's going to be open world. So that's good, I guess, if they pull it off and it works and it's actually fun to play. Yeah. And let's move on to our next story, which is about the FTC again. But this time their target is Epic Games and Fortnite. And oh dear, this is not good for Epic Games. FTC unveils process for Fortnite players charged for unwanted items. Fortnite players, including parents, eligible for refunds in $243 million settlement application process. The Federal Trade Commission has started reaching out to individuals who may have a chance to receive compensation from a settlement reached in March 2023 with Epic Games. The settlement comes as a result of allegations that the popular Fortnite video games company used manipulative tactics known as dark patterns and other misleading methods to entice players into making unwanted in-game purchases. The FTC initially raised these concerns in December 2022, asserting that Epic Games employed various design strategies to encourage players of all ages to make unintentional purchases within the game. Additionally, the company made it simple for children to accumulate charges without obtaining parental consent, and even locked the accounts of individuals who contested unauthorized charges through their credit card providers. And I remember seeing that on Twitter, where people just being like, yo, like, they banned me for, like, trying to charge back this. Like, if you charge back, they'll just ban you. The funds earmarked in the $245 million settlement with Epic Games will be allocated for providing refunds to affected customers. The FTC has already initiated the process of notifying over 37 million individuals through email about their potential eligibility for compensation, a task that is expected to be completed within 1 month. Consumers will have until January 17th, 2024 to submit the claims for refunds. So if this is you, then you should probably put a claim in if this is relevant to you. Individuals who qualify to request a refund following specific criteria defined by the FTC. To be eligible, you must have incurred charges for in-game items that you did not intend to purchase between January 2017 and September 2022. Your child made unauthorized charges to your credit card between January 2017 and November 18th. In November 2018? Why that window? It should be all the charges. It shouldn't just be like that much. What? Oh god. This is why people say the FTC is spineless, because they never really go after companies properly. Your account was restricted or locked between January 2017 and September 2022 after you lodged a complaint with your credit card company regarding improper charges. So, in other words, you initiated the chargeback and then you were banned by Epic Games. It's important to note that claimants must be at least 18 years old to complete the refund request form. For individuals under 18, blah blah blah, parent or legal guardian. And I mean, it's something that Epic Games is getting a slap. I feel like this is just a slap on the wrist, alright? Like, it's not really, it has no teeth. Like, I don't even understand the part where they're, like, if a child made unauthorized payments, it's only valid between January 2017 and November 2018? Like, what? All the other ones weren't the same, it didn't matter. Of course it mattered. FTC, man. Well, we're going to move on to our next story, and this one comes directly from developers of the Evil Dead video game. So, this one is kind of, I don't know, sad, if you like the game, I guess. To the Evil Dead, the game community. Today we have made the decision not to pursue the development of a new content for the Evil Dead the game. We also confirmed that we will not be releasing a Nintendo Switch version of the game. Probably best given how Mortal Kombat turned out. I think many developers will be reconsidering any plans that they have for the Switch right now, and probably just wait for the Switch 2. We will keep this service up for the foreseeable future and address any major issues that arise. On behalf of the entire team at Saber, thank you for all the groovy times and your continued support. So that means there's not going to be any new content or anything like that, and there is not going to be the Switch version of the game that was meant to come out. That will not be happening now, so for all intensive purposes, everything that's in the game now is all you're pretty much getting, and you're not going to get any more, except if there's like some random bug in the future, or they need to do something because of graphics hardware or something. And that won't even be long term anyway, because eventually they'll probably shut the service down. Who knows how long the game has? I mean, if it's not going to release any new content, I can't see it being that long, because when games stagnate, that's when they die, and yeah. Let's move on to our next story, and this one comes about Assassinins Creed Mirage PC requirements revealed. And what's interesting about this is that Assassinins Creed Mirage is optimized for ARC GPUs, and it will support XeSS, which is Intel's version of super sampling similar to DLSS and FSR, but it will not support any DLSS, and it will not support FSR at launch. It will only be optimized for ARC GPUs and for ARC hardware, which is really interesting and weird. So if you have an AMD or an Nvidia card, you are kind of out of luck on this one. So Ubisoft has unveiled the game trailer showcasing the PC hardware optimizations. For the highly anticipated release, Assassin's Creed Mirage, PC games can anticipate a robust set of features, including support for HDR, multi-monitor configurations, ultra-wide monitors. Developers have gone the extra mile by confirming compatibility with MSI Mystic Light, blah blah blah, who cares. Moreover, Assassin's Creed Mirage will leverage Intel's XeSS upscaling technology, although it's worth noting that DLSS and FSR support will not be available at the game's launch. Ubisoft has assured gamers that the title has been optimized for ARC GPUs and Intel 13th Gen Core series. So this is heavily optimized for Intel. Surprisingly, Assassin's Creed Mirage boasts relatively low system specs compared to contemporary titles. The recommended platform for 1080p game at 30 FPS starts with an ARC A3 86GB, GTX 1060 6GB, or RX 5 74GB. While this console-like experience might not appeal to all gamers, 60 FPS is apparently meant to only take an ARC A750, GTX 1660 Ti, or RX 5600 XT. Developers have also provided recommended setups for 1440p and 4K. So for 1440p, you can opt for an A770, a 2070, 5700 XT, or for 4K, they're recommending a 3080 or 6900 XT. I mean, that's fair specs. That's reasonable. It looks like it's pretty well optimized if it's managing to hit those resolutions and everything with those cards and stuff. That's not too bad. That's pretty acceptable, especially for 1080p. Like, I'm wondering whether they're aiming, because this is the weird thing about these benchmarks is it doesn't exactly tell you all the time what settings they're running at when they say this. Sometimes it's ultra, sometimes it's high, sometimes it's very high, and it depends what you're using. So always take these with a grain of salt on to whether it will run what you want it to run at the settings you want it to run at. That's probably some good advice there, but you'll probably be able to hit an 80p 60 FPS quite nicely on something equivalent to an RX 580 or, you know, close to that. I don't think it'll be quite as bad as what it says it'll be. You might not be there like straight away, but if you go for high settings on pretty much everything, and then lower some other settings like maybe shadows to medium or something, you should be fine. But let's move on to our final story of the day, and this one is another casualty of Embracer Group, right? So Beamdog is laying off 26 employees, and it was one of the people that was acquired by Embracer. And it's just, it's so absurd. This is why, you see, right, we got all these complaints about Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard, right? And how, oh, that's a travesty and stuff. But we have people like Embracer Group who have bought more studios and like owned more studios than half the market combined or something. Like they owned an insane amount of the gaming sector. And then now all of these things that they bought, because bear in mind, Embracer is not a games company. Gaming isn't their main focus. Their main focus is making money, by any means necessary. That's what they do. They're more an investment for them than anything else. So, yeah, I feel sorry for this. Canadian-based developer Beamdog has laid off 26 staff. Former employees have reported it's the latest studio to be affected by Embracer's restructuring program, having been acquired by the firm's subsidiary Aspire Media. As reported by game developer staff such as former associate producer Sia Bloniers have shared on LinkedIn that layoffs occurred at the studio last Friday. After 4 years at the company, I look back at my time there fondly and wish everyone the best. Bloniers wrote, people took care of each other, and when times were hard, we raised each other up so we could solve problems together. It's a small world and we'll see each other again. From associate graphic artist Jill Hollett added that as part of the Embracer Group's ongoing restructuring initiative, Beamdog has made this difficult decision to release 26 employees, myself among them. I am incredibly grateful to them for affording me the opportunity to embark upon my professional journey in the industry. It's been an honor to collaborate with such exceptional individuals during my time there. And yeah, this just sucks for these people, and I hope that they find positions elsewhere and that they managed to continue working in the industry. But it's just, where was the FTC and the CMA and the EU when Embracer was buying everyone, right? Where was the outcry and outrage there? Nobody cared, but now people care when studios are going down left, right and centre and games are getting cancelled and staff are getting fired and laid off all over the place, and that's just not fair on people. Anyways guys, let me know what you think about all the stories today. Like, comment, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.